Stephen Harris, USMC, he just finished a procedure at the hospital. He's doing well. He's from Ocala, and we wish him the best. I do want to say something. I was up in Boston, and those bombers were from my neighborhood. I was visiting my family. Those guys were running around. They even went to the same high school I did. I'm so ashamed to admit it. But I do respect all the first responders, and your nephew Mark was there, and you just don't appreciate these guys until the time comes when they're out there and they're giving their lives. You watch the videos and you watch the people running from the bombing, you see the first responders running towards the bombs, not away from the bombs. It was very impressive what they did and how they did it, the first responders, so I want to reach out and say thanks for that. I want to say a special thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Donnelly, who made a nice contribution to the veterans, helping veterans from Golden, Ocala. They did a nice job. They gave us a lot of appliances and equipment. Very, very nice. Thank you. Also, I'd like to reach out and say thanks to Holly Davison, Derek Kelly, and team. They made a nice sponsored donation for the charity event that we're having coming up in October. Mr. Al Dunlap, who's the former CEO of Scott's Tissue and Scott's Products, made an excellent donation to us for this as a sponsor for the charity event in October as well. I want to thank him. And then I have to say a happy birthday to a brother, a colleague, and a good friend, Russ Pellman. Russ is 87 today, served in World War II, U.S. Army. Too bad, I was hoping he was a Marine. But Army, can't have everything. And I want to wish him a happy birthday.
Are you done?
I think
No,
so.
go ahead. Come on,
now.
you can do better than that.
For now.
No, if you get me, I tell you, I've been wanting to send Joe a note, so get me Joe's address.
I certainly will.
'cause
Tonight I will be presenting a briefing to the Marion Technical Institute on Vietnam. And I have some pictures and I have some information that I'll share with them.
You're talking to the teachers, though, right?
The teachers, there'll be some teachers, principals, and parents.
Good.
Tonight.
Okay, good. Well, do well. I know you will.
Thank you.
Yeah, listen, on the sick call, too, is Gene Poole. Everybody knows Gene, kind of a community leader. Gene's been sick for the last 3 weeks in hospital, so I think he's on the mend. I talked to him yesterday, so we hope he gets better and gets home. We kind of need him here in the community to do what he normally does. And then, again, thank you to some people. The guy, Cool It, air conditioning guy, went down there and helped those folks we got that home for, kind of did their air conditioning work for them free. And then Family Tire out there on Pine Street helped us yesterday. Was it yesterday we
Yes,
did
sir.
the tires?
Day before.
Lady
or
came in
yesterday.
really in bad shape. Her car was, I mean, you know those tires they use in the racetrack have no tread on them at all?
Yeah, right.
Well, that were her tires. Her tires
Oh, wow.
were exactly that. I mean, they were ready to pop any time now. So they helped us out, gave us a good break on some tires out there. So we appreciate it. Anybody who helps out veterans, we really do appreciate it. So you need to say thank you on occasion. We thank them. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back, and you guys can do a couple of brief announcements, and I want Pebbles to talk about, some financial counseling and Green Path and all that good stuff. And,
Vivian wants you to pay attention.
she wants me to pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention to what she says.
Oh,
You can buy that link.
Financial counseling.
Buy that link.
Exactly.
Yeah, I should have talked to Pebbles 40 years ago. It might have made a difference. Okay, Larry,
Break. We'll be right back.
Life's journey has many ups and downs, but you can take comfort in the knowledge that Robert's Funeral Home is here to serve you and your family with loving care and dignity. The Roberts family has been providing their caring services since 1898 and offer traditional, custom, cremation, and veteran services. Pre-made arrangements are also available. Roberts Funeral Homes. Great funeral homes serve great people.
We may not have the kind of winters they have up north, but Florida weather can be still pretty rough on your ride, and Ford Lincoln of Ocala wants to save you money and time during their Restore Your Ride service event. Right now, you can drive into Ford Lincoln of Ocala, receive a free brake inspection, and if it's determined you need brake work, you can receive up to a $50 rebate on any Motorcraft brake service when you use your Ford service credit card. And if it's tires you need, Ford Lincoln of Ocala's Completely Satisfied Service Center can hook you up with up to $120 in rebates on any of the top brands backed by their low-price tire guarantee. So stop chasing all over town for this service and that service. Get it all done right, the right way at the right place at Ford Lincoln of Ocala during their Restore Your Ride event. There's also great savings on Motorcraft batteries, wiper blades. You know, my dad used to say, don't wait till it's too late, get it done now. Visit Ford Lincoln of Ocala's Completely Satisfied Service Center, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6, and Saturdays till 5.
On the next Voice of Ocala, Lori Martin Gregory's not here this week, so in her place, Kevin Sheely of the CEP. Also, Brad Rogers, the editor of the editorial page for the Star Banner, joins us. He's going to bring us the latest on Silver Springs. Plus, we'll get you all the latest on the mock drafts leading into tomorrow's draft. All that next on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com, The Source.
Hi, this is Brad, one of the hosts of Winging It here on WOCA every Friday at 9 a.m. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue regarding aviation. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots, in part due to the lack of new pilots starting their flight training now. A pilot needs 2 to 3 years to get through their training and to build up enough flight time to be able to be hired. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a private pilot's license. This license will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. Now, of course, the student does not have to have aspirations of becoming a commercial pilot. If they simply have a desire to obtain their private pilot's license so they may enjoy the adventures of flying, they may also apply for the scholarship. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact me, Brad, or Ron at Ocala Aviation Services. 861-7484. That's 861-7484.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
One of the most common causes of insomnia is acid reflux, where acid gurgles up from your stomach and causes a burning sensation in your chest or throat. Skip using actual boxes to show how you think outside the box, like sending your resume stuffed inside a shoebox with a note that says, just trying to get my foot in the door. Do they hog the dish they ordered and seem reluctant to try your food? That means they lack a give-and-take mentality.
On the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine featuring local businesses and issues and written by local volunteers. Lady Lake Magazine has become a must-read in Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties, audited by Circulation Verification Council and serving the area for 23 years. Plus, Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. All we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 352-804-1223 and pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Where at Florida? Partly sunny today with highs ranging from 81 at the coast to 87 inland. Then clear to partly cloudy tonight, lows generally in the low to mid-60s. For tomorrow, times of clouds and sunshine. There may be a shower in spots, the high 79 at the coast to 84 inland. And for Saturday, mostly sunny. High again, 79 at the coast, 84 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
All right, 9:30. Let's return to Veterans News with Hank
You
Whittier.
weren't sure where you were returning. Were you unsure?
No, I wasn't unsure.
And we are back, and we're still brought to you by Ford Lincoln. You know, they're here in Ocala and Bellevue, selling good products for a long, long time. Go see Steve Pelosi. If you want to buy new, they've got that. And if you want to go used, you can do that too. And a good service department to boot. A lot of us in the room own Fords. And if you don't own a Ford, you should. Okay? Or a Lincoln. And then folks at Roberts Funeral Home and Cemeteries, they've been around a long, long time. You don't stay around 130 years, 25 years unless you're doing something right.
Gotta be.
Good neighbors. They're both good neighbors because both of them do a lot of stuff in the community for veterans, but they do a lot of stuff in the community for a lot of people. So, go shop them. They're good folks. Do some pre-planning. That's a necessity. You're going to have to do that eventually. I was talking to someone yesterday in the business, John Dinkins, and we were talking about that, about how many people don't do that and leave that burden on their family. So you really need to go ahead and take care of that. All right, listen, we've got. Do you guys got any quick announcements you want to make? Because I want to get
just do those quick things. Remind everybody, if you're in the neighborhood over in Candler, at VFW 4493, we have Wednesday is spaghetti night, and Friday is fish fry night. And just stop by. We start serving at 4:30, and when everybody's done being served, that's when we stop. So stop by. It's a good meal, good price, good camaraderie and so. And they also have their monthly barbecue be on May the 4th. It's the first Saturday of the month. And it goes from noon until all the ribs and so are gone. So again, that's another good time. Remind everybody that Post 284 has bingo Wednesdays and Saturdays. Our games start at 5:15 p.m. And we have all kinds of stuff, and that allows us to do some of those things like I think you heard Brian say we had a law officers, firefighters banquet. And we thank Brian for getting that out to the media. He interceded for us, and hopefully we'll see it in some of the papers, and it was on the, I think that's a blog from the Star Banner. So we thank Brian for doing that, and we thank all those officers for what they do, and the firefighters.
Yeah. If you bring the list in next week, we'll read everybody who got them.
Names, maybe we can get some of them over. And remind everybody to watch if you belong to the veterans organizations, because all of the elections are coming up. So you remind everybody to get out there and make your voice heard. So that's what's going on. And we have our constitutional conference for the Legion. That's our 4th district that comprises all the posts right around here. And that'll be at Post 284 on Saturday. Registration's at 9, and the meeting starts at 10. So remind all those Legionnaires, Sons, Auxiliary, and the Riders to come on out and support the 4th District.
Yeah, we thanked a lot of people this morning. Someday we're just going to have to do a show and just do nothing besides the BSing around. Just thank a lot of folks who help us out.
We got so many to thank.
We could do a whole show, just the thank yous that help, really do help a lot of veterans here. Couldn't do it without them. So, Donnie, you want to say anything about Golden Ocala, what the status is? And then I really want, long now, because it's really Pebbles show. You're on Pebbles time right now.
Okay, I'd like to let everybody know about the October 18th, October 19th. We have the Golden Ocala Veterans Helping Veterans. American Heroes Should Not Be Homeless charity fundraiser. On Friday, we have a tennis tournament, and we're going to have a couple of handicapped tennis players demonstrate how they can play tennis in wheelchairs. Friday evening, we have a silent auction. Saturday, we have a golf tournament, and we're going to have a couple of blind golfers out there demonstrating that even if you're blind, you can still play golf. And this is going to be an exciting time. We have a lot of static equipment coming out on display. We invite everybody to come out, enjoy yourself, and maybe make a contribution to this wonderful charity. Hope to see you. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Listen, we talked a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, about finances and the idea of putting your finances in good order. Most of us in this room have not, and wish we had met Pebbles a long time ago, so she could have helped us out. I'm personally in about $3 million debt, but You can probably get me straight, I'm sure. Right?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
But anyway, Green Path is a great organization. They do financial counseling. They do a lot more besides that. And they always have new programs and new things they want to talk about. And Pebbles is really knows what she's doing. She and her staff are pretty efficient. So she asked to come on and talk more about financial counseling and what they do and how you could benefit from it. So it's all Pebbles.
Good
Pebbles
morning.
Vance.
Yes, good morning. I'm Pebbles Vance with Green Path Debt Solutions, and we are a nonprofit 503c organization that tries to help. We want to help the community in educating with their finances, but we're really reaching out to our veterans. We are HUD counselors, housing counselors. So if you're having problems with your finances, we want to help you with your budget. If you need a credit review, trying to get into a home, we can help you. We want to reach out to our veterans that are in a financial crisis, that may be losing their home, falling behind. Don't wait. Call now for help, because there's help out there and there's assistance. But if we don't know, we can't help you. So as a HUD counselor, we can help you figure out a way of either finances, is there assistance programs, or is it just getting back on track with your budget, that we can contact your mortgage company with you and work out a plan. May it be a modification, just showing that now you got your budget back on track. You can afford to make those payments. Maybe there needs to be an adjustment with a modification. You know, they can lower your interest, they can stretch the mortgage out, and you know, they can even look at principal reduction. But there has to be a way that you are educated and know what your options are. And that's what we're here for. We want to make sure that you reach out. Too many times, I know it's a personal situation that you feel you can't reach out. We don't find out until you receive your foreclosure date or your letter. By then, it's a rush. And we need a plan. We want to put it together with you. And we want you to know you're not alone. There is a major crisis out there. So let us help. Please call Green Path. Counseling is free. Don't ever pay an agency to try to save your home. It's your mortgage. You took the loan out. You can save it. It's just taking those steps and making some changes to reach that goal to save your home. We want to educate. We do workshops. You can call us one-on-one, confidential education over the phone. If you can't come to our office, you can, call. We can do it over the phone. You can come into the office, bring your paperwork, call and get the modification forms, assistant forms. There's forbearances that can help. There's repayment plans. If it's really drastic and there was some major debt due to your health issue, and you want to look at what your situation is, do you need to look at bankruptcy? We can't do legal, but we can at least give you some advice in that way. But we want to help you. Please call us. You can call us at the local number at 352-867-8744, or there is a toll-free number, 877-293-8876. And I am Pebbles Vance, and I want to help any way I can.
Where's your office? Is it in Ocala?
We have an Ocala office. We have a Gainesville office, Tampa office, Jacksonville office. Our office here in Ocala is located on Northeast 22nd Avenue, and the number is 1525. I've been a counselor here in Ocala for 19 years. I believe in what I do. I love helping people. There is options. You might not like the options sometimes, but it is not a dead end. Sometimes it's just a fresh start.
Pebbles, how many times has Hank been to you?
133. 133 times, yeah.
It is confidential?
Yeah, I don't mind talking about it, because I'm trying to set a record. Yeah. Donald Trump's been there 138 times, but I'm catching up. And as long if I can end up in the same place that Donald's in, I'm okay.
I'm going to
You're going to call Donald, I know.
No, I'm going to call Pebbles.
Pebbles, that's right. Yeah.
Just call Pebbles.
Yeah, you were talking at the homeless council the other day, and I know you were talking about a hotline. Now, is that your numbers or is that a special number?
The 995 HOPE hotline.
Mhm.
It's a HUD Making Home Affordable hotline that's been put out there to help anyone at any time call this number and to assist you with questions with your housing, to help you work through options. While you're going through a session, they will also conference you in with your mortgage holder to make sure that something's moving forward. We know the biggest concern is I keep sending my paperwork in, I keep calling and I can't reach anybody. There's a major need out there. It's your home. You need to fight for it. So you need to keep calling. I need to follow up with that paperwork to make sure that it was received and they have the current information. So when it goes to the underwriter, they have everything up to date and they can process it through.
You know, I talked to, and some of them really smart people, including some doctors that I know, who just got themselves into a financial bind, mainly because the principal on their homes have gone drastically down. And so here they are paying a big mortgage for a home that's worth half of the value. And so a lot of them have just, quite frankly, walked away. And, I mean, what are the options there? I mean, is this renegotiation with the bank primarily is where they need to be heading? And
Yes, there is a HEART program that are assisting people that are upside down. If you just feel that there's no way you can, because due to, it's not just the mortgage, your property taxes, your insurance are going to go up. That's not going to stop. So if you can't afford it now and you've gone through a modification and you've lowered it and it's still a struggle, then you want to look at, rather than walking away and then you owe this money, so you may file bankruptcy or you just have this debt over your head, or you contact the bank and you look at a short sale or a deed in lieu, so that you have an option of not just walking away, but also planning, taking care of your future.
and I guess you don't want to talk about specific banks. And I've tried to work with veterans too, you know, calling the banks, and that is just a chore. I don't know how you do it, but it is a chore.
Patience.
Yeah, well, you must have a lot more than I have, and I won't mention the banks, but some are awful difficult to work with. And one in particular, I think about, they're probably clients of yours, so I won't mention them.
I hear that all
But,
the time.
I mean, you know, because what they do, and I guess it's a tactic, is you never talk to the same person twice. And they keep on, Johnny Jones is not in today, you got to talk to Helen. Helen just left, and even putting it in writing, it is just a nightmare. And, you feel bad for people because they're trying to do the right thing. They're trying to, work with the bank. They can pay something. They want to hold on to their home. Certainly the bank doesn't need more foreclosures.
No.
But they don't make it easy. At least the banks I've dealt with, and you probably have a lot more patience than I do. So
The banks are overwhelmed, and we out here in this community are fighting for our homes, and the main thing is keep calling. I know it runs on the patience. I know many of you are so frustrated. Why deal with this anymore? I keep sending my paperwork in. I keep calling. I'm not getting anyone to talk to. Keep calling. It's a fight, but you're fighting for the right thing. You're fighting for your home. So yes, don't do it when you only have 2 minutes before you're running out the door to work. Do it in the evening when you have some time to wait, when you're getting on hold, trying to get a caseworker, following up with your caseworker. And, it takes some calls and it does take some time, but be persistent. Don't give up. You haven't given up the rest of your life. You're hard workers, and especially all you veterans, you know what I mean. It's patience. So please take the time. And if you need help, call GreenPath. We'll help you, get on the line with you, get you a caseworker that you're working directly with. And I understand sometimes those caseworkers, you may go through 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, but be persistent.
is the VA, of course the VA loans, is that a little harder to foreclose on than a normal loan would be because of the VA guarantees and all of that?
It is harder. So the big thing is with a VA loan, it's contacting them as soon as you have the hard time that you may fall behind, or within the first few months, contact, the mortgage holder who's backing your loan for your VA loan, because there is programs, there's assistance out there to help, but you can't wait till it's a year down the road and you're receiving your foreclosure notice.
Okay. I know you do the other side too, which is, I guess, a lot of credit card debts and working with the credit card company, which gets back to the banks again. And I thought there was some relatively recent legislation passed giving the consumers a little bit more protection. Are you up on all of that?
There has been some change, and there'll be some more change with the credit cards. There for a while, it was kind of like law had kind of been stopped with interest rates. We were seeing anywhere from 6% to 32% interest rate on your credit cards. Please check out the interest rate you're paying on your credit cards. Call the credit card companies, work with them. I mean, that's what they're there for. You ran up this debt. People go through hard times. You want to make sure that you work something out. And if you need some advice or options, call your bank, call GreenPath, and make sure that you can, handle them the right way so that you can take control.
Okay. That's not us. I tell you, I hear the damn phones ringing all the time in here. So you get credit card counseling and all of that goes with it. You have mortgage foreclosure issues. What other, and just in general, hey, you got to get on a budget type thing?
Got to get in a budget. I mean, every single session that we sit down with everyone or on the phone. We start off with what's your situation, what happened, what was a hardship, and building the budget. What money is coming into your home and what are you paying going out? Sometimes people have no idea. Everything's cyber now. Paychecks go in, bills go out. So we advise sometimes to just take the next 30 days and track what actually you're receiving coming in and what is you actually paying. What are your downfalls, eating out, picking up, munchies at the stores. Everybody's got some hobbies, and some things that maybe we could cut back on.
I like that.
Yeah, hobbies, yeah. Dawn has blow-up dolls. Yeah, spends a fortune on blow-up dolls.
And sometimes we have to adjust them or cut back on them. Deflate them. And then we'll get you back on track.
That's what you got to do with us.
The other Don the more serious Don has a question.
Okay,
for you.
Don, what question?
That's his question. I don't know.
Well, this is like a watchdog for justice because a couple weeks ago, it came out that there was over 600 military personnel who had their homes foreclosed on them by the banks, and they never had missed a payment of a mortgage debt. So, a program like this has been very, very helpful, and it's helpful for those out there who, might have something. So contact them, especially with Pebbles. She'll be glad to help you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
yes.
You've seen it where it's just a mistake by the bank,
yes.
Just an error that they've committed as well.
Sometimes it's just an adjustment in contacting them on what the situation is, but don't just sit there and let anybody take your home. That's your foundation. And so please reach out. Don't let, you receive and I receive calls. I'm current and I received a foreclosure notice. No, something's wrong. That means you're in the system that either you're behind or something. So we need to contact the mortgage holder as soon as possible and get it straightened out.
Could you kind of alert us to, and what came to mind is we've been having an ongoing issue, meaning Vets Helping Vets, with a company that continues to call us, and I had to threaten them with going to the state's attorney's office because it's clearly a fraud, clearly a con job. You owe us money. Well, you don't really owe us money. We're collecting for someone we never dealt business with. But I think the issue is they hope a percentage of people will just go ahead and send in something.
Yes. It is back out with a vengeance right now. We are getting calls left and right. Checks are being sent out. People cash them, and they're getting their bank information. Again, the letters are going out, and calls and emails are coming in that, there's this assistance. Veterans need help. Please send us so much money, or give us your account, and we can pull the funds directly. And so be careful. Definitely check with your bank or the Attorney General's office on these options that are out there. I have clients right now. There's been a big settlement called the RUSC, and they're sending checks out due to the housing situation. There was a settlement, and and they're calling saying, "Can I cash this check?" Yes, it's okay. There's a website you go on. You can call the government website also to check them out. But thank you for calling and checking beforehand, because you got to be careful. There's so much fraud going on. And that's why we advise you to pull your credit reports once a year at annualcreditreport.com. It's a government website that's been put out for everybody to pull a free credit report at all 3 credit bureau agencies. So it's up to you to look and see what your financial picture is, and make sure that somebody's not using your identity or your Social Security number. But please be careful what's out there, because it definitely can put you in a bind for a long time.
Okay. I see another question from somebody. I don't know. Can you read it?
Is
Probably
there-
a lot of misspelling.
Is there any assistance for veterans that live in rental situations?
Like mobile homes or apartments or anything of that nature?
Yes. With falling behind on the rent? Yes. We want to work with all living situations. You're renting, then it's your home, and there are services in your community that can help with finances. Maybe it just may getting back on track on your budget, and we can call your landlord and go, "Hey, there was a health issue. There was something that happened. Can we go ahead and pay this amount of money to get back on track?" There's options to stay there and help you out, but you have to reach out for that help.
So you're not just telling them to do it. You'll actually, you and your counselors will take an active role and act on their behalf.
Yes.
Okay. Because that intimidates a lot of people to talk either to a bank or, to somebody they owe money to and say, "Hey, look, I need a break here. Can we work?" But they're afraid to do it.
Right.
So, but
And that's
you'll
what
do
we
that.
try to help, with that. We have a debt management plan. A lot of times it's just that they pay the bills late every month. So you're paying more every month with your budget. So we have a debt management program where you pay Green Path one payment, we disperse the funds. We're seeing more and more the need of just adding your electric, get in the budget plan, set up the electric, setting up your rent, just so that you pay all your basics, that that's taken care of. You need your home, you need power, you need food, you need your medication. The rest of it we can adjust with.
Do people, do you hold them to task? You put them on the budget. You kind of review that periodically?
Oh, yeah, we will follow you for the next 5 years or however long it takes.
So that's sort of the obligation of you working with them. Hey, listen, we're going to try to guide you and help you, but you have an obligation too.
Right, you have an obligation, you have a commitment, and we're going to work with you when the budget gets tight. We set up another appointment, we reevaluate what the situation is. We try to work with, the creditors when there's hard times, contacting them. I have clients in 19 years. I have clients that I first had 19 years ago due to they had to come back due to health issues or, there's always financial situations that we don't count on. So sometimes it's a readjustment, and we're there to help.
How are you funded?
We are funded by grants. We are funded by the creditors with the debt management program. Some of them will send us a percentage of what funds are sent, or now most of them, the big banks and stuff, we have to apply for grants.
Okay.
And HUD for housing.
HUD helps fund you too?
Yes.
Okay. Recently there was a little controversy here in town with the county commission wanted to opt out of one of the HUD programs of foreclosures. So, I talked to a couple of county commissioners, and I don't see it. It may be getting better, but I don't see it getting that. At least the people I deal with. Are you seeing it getting significantly better in terms of foreclosures?
We are seeing, that we're getting less calls. I still see there's a major need out there. I know funds have been cut because they feel that the housing situation's getting better. There's still a major need out there. So we're looking elsewhere, trying to find funds, because we want to be able to offer everything we can to the community, to our veterans, to make sure that, you don't need to pay anyone to sit down with you, call your mortgage company, fill out that paperwork, and get things back on track.
Yeah, you see a lot of that both on radio and you see a lot of that on television. Call us, we'll help you. And I'm sure it's big bucks involved. Now, whether they can do the job or not, but I know that they're going to charge you an arm and a leg.
Right, and you should never have to charge for assistance with your mortgage. There is a lot of fraud out there. There's people that pay $1,000. There's some that were in Lower Florida that they were paying $2,500 to $3,000 to receive help, and then realized they did nothing and closed up and gone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it. There's a lot of agencies in California. Be careful. Check them out. You should not pay for help.
Okay.
It's there.
So you're licensed. You're a nonprofit. You don't charge for any counseling at all. When people come in.
No counseling is charged. We do. If you're filing for bankruptcy, there is a fee for the certificate that has to be filed at the courts, because now you do have to be counseled and have a certificate to file bankruptcy. And there is a charge for the debt management program, a monthly charge, and it all depends on how much debt there is. It can go up to $50 a month, but it's basically assisting us to help handle your bills, transmit the funds, doing the paperwork, trying to keep everything up to date.
Do you act as an advocacy in a court-related issue, for instance, child support? I mean, do you give testimony that, hey, listen, we're working with this client, they're ordered to pay X number of dollars in alimony and/or child support? Do you go to court on behalf of those folks if you're asked to by their attorney or themselves?
No, we have never gone to court. We have, and I personally have had to come up with letters saying that they are paying their debts and have been working on turning things around due to it was a situation of a legal bounding due to they were in trouble with the law. Or it was a situation of the creditor saying we never received funds, that we can back them up that yes, funds have been sent and we've been paying on these accounts. Or later, like you said, they come back later, years later, and go, you owe us this money, and it's due to another collection agency that took it, and they paid off that account.
Okay. Well, we see is a lot of folks coming in. The situation has changed for the worse. For what, when they went to court, things were pretty good, but things have changed.
Yes.
And now they're in all kinds of debt. They lost their job. The court's still saying, hey, you got to pay X number of dollars, and they're going, well, I don't have it. So
right.
You write those sort of letters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you got one more
I got
question,
one more
then we're going to be out of
question.
time, I think.
What about debt collector calling? Okay, the collectors are calling you. You're not able to come up with any funds. Let them know what your situation is. And believe me, if it has become a total stress situation that you are just afraid of who's calling on that phone, that you're just fighting for your home at this point or your health issue, let them know, stop calling me due to this health issue, send me a letter. Send them a cease and desist letter, and they will stop calling your home, and they'll send everything through the mail. It should not stress you out. Everybody goes through hard times, but it's their right to call and try to work something out, try to receive their funds back. It was money owed to them. So the main thing is keeping them informed of what the situation is, but don't feel that it is a horror to answer that phone, and make sure that you take care of yourself first.
Okay.
And
Let's have your numbers and your email sites again.
okay, You can set up an appointment or call just with questions. Our local number is 352-867-8744. And the toll-free number is 877-293-8876.
Yeah. And I know you work with individuals, but you'll also work with groups, whether it's a veterans group or a homeowners association. You go out there and talk to them and say, hey, listen, it's a good program. I know we've sent a lot of people to you. I hope they're going over there. And I should do a little bit more aggressive follow-up and make sure that they are. They tell me they have.
Yes,
Okay.
there is follow-up. And you can check out our website, greenpath.com. There's lots of educational materials on there. We have a Wednesday educational program every Wednesday. May it be for housing or debt or, any kind of financial education provided out there. Please check it out.
Good. Listen, we're out of time. I got to get going. I want you back again. Maybe we can do this periodically because we're talking about, this comes up all the time in my office. People are coming in and telling us the reason they're there is they can't afford to do anything else. So, obviously, having people get back on track and budgeting and all that's real important to us as well. So, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming in. Look, always good to see you, Pebbles.
Thank you.
I'm sorry you had to share it with them, but
it's been
next
a blast.
next time I won't invite
I
them.
appreciate
Okay.
it.
Anyway, guys, listen, we're out of time. We got to move on. I want to thank you for your service. And, as I tell you every week, God bless America, everybody.
God bless America, land that I love.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
ABC News Now. I'm Karen Chase. The mother of the surviving Boston Marathon bombing suspect says she'll never accept the allegations, insisting at a news conference in Russia the evidence against him is doctored. She doesn't plan to come to the U.S.